apologize for the creepy intro. In Arizona, circa 2070, Phoenix and Tucson have merged and transformed into a concrete megalopolis while disrupting the regional ecology. To say the least, unfruitful would be a word to describe what has become of it. Corporate industrial development, overharvesting, monocrop agriculture, and mismanagement of land and water have led to the loss of its limited resources and thus tipping its threshold and holding capacity for most of its inhabitants. 8 months pregnant Shanoa, who is a bird watcher, and her husband Osaka, who comes from a long line of activists, reside on the outskirts of the city near Ramsey Canyon. They decide they must leave immediately to ensure their soon-to-be-born baby's future. Moreover, throughout history, disease, famine, natural disasters, and wars have influenced the human population. However, this time it is mass production that will unleash all the above. The birdwatchers and activists are highly intellectual farmers, philosophers, artists, and scientists who agree that in order to truly preserve the canyon, they need to uplift it from mankind's destructive nature and leave humanity on Earth to its own demise, at least until the end of the Great Wars. The canyon stakeholders understand that earth, air, fire, and water are the essential elements that keep the habitat alive. Samples from the canyon were taken and adopted to recreate life in a controlled environment. Maintaining a balance between these elements is advocated to ensure any organism's physical as well as psychological well-being. Ultimately, by creating its own natural environment, the aerobiome is advertised to literally free humanity from its reliance on Earth, even the whole solar system at large. It manifests its own diurnal system that is based on the existing circadian rhythm of the sun. The biome does not require the actual sun's energy anymore, since it has its own internal, relatively mini sun or generator. In other words, creating its own power without relying on fossil fuel allows it not only to be truly self-sufficient, but also transportable, and thus can cover distances beyond that of our solar system. Meanwhile, after many sleepless nights, Shanoa randomly receives an admissions ticket from Aerobiome's labs. However, the itinerary was only meant for one female infant, making her the fifth and final element of life. Shanoa and Osaka were extremely affected by her departure, and thus promoted a renovation for the canyon, in hope that their baby will someday come back to an Earth that is safe and resourceful. Their proposal to the Nature Conservancy goes something like this. Dear viewers, welcome to a Lost in Nature production that entails generative design while catering to the context and stakeholders. Our mission is to conserve natural resources and habitat, which may require a paradigm shift in the approach of our design intervention. Ramsey Canyon, an Arizona jewel that resembles a treasure map of natural resources, is a geographical dime that the ecosystem relies on, where manipulating one element affects all others. What if Ramsey Canyon served as a natural reservoir for water, filtration, storage, and management? An ancient tradition that did not rely on industrial practice. From gray to green is the motto, recognizing the resource that would drive us deeper into nature, while creating different thresholds, habitats, and experiences. It is a journey where people can forget about the built environment as they go deeper in nature, where architecture is at its lightest, at the top and enhancing what the Conservancy does best. Their story inspired the world, ensuring that design includes more stakeholders, giving people a sense of ownership and responsibility towards nature, as well as the most important resource, even at the scale of a traffic light. Tactical resource-based design is the future, directing our priorities and guiding our design decisions, where a little bit could go a long way, serving different audiences throughout the day. It is making small improvements over time. The future of design is a place where social justice is served and every voice is heard. It requires a collaboration among design disciplines as well as policymakers and other professional and personal stakeholders, where designers can extend the boundaries of their field in order to improve life.